welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Sorry about the rattling in the background. My kitten has decided to play with his toy as I began recording. So I am working on Iron Crafter this month. This is a hop that I hostess over on the Peacecraft Love Clubhouse Facebook community group each month. Each month we have what we call a mystery item that we feel like is not getting enough attention in our stash. And for the month of August, we are doing frames. Now, I had frames set up to be used in November, but one of our monthly players, creators that hops along with us, said that she really wanted to do frames, specifically chipboard frames for her. You can use any kind of frames, die cut frames. You can use chipboard. I've got some wood veneer and chipboard frames, as well as some ephemera frames here on my desktop. But that is the item that we are using for the month of August, and I hope that you will check out this playlist that I have below, as well as the list of Instagram creators who hop along with us every month. Because you guys, we have some creative, wonderful people in this hop, and I want you to give them all some love. We all love your subscriptions, your comments, your likes. And I know for me, if you comment on one of my layouts, I do get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So let's talk about, oops, just hit the thing. Let's talk about what I'm using this month. I did pull out my counterfeit kit for the month of August. And because I'm the person who hosts this hop, I made sure to include frames in my counterfeit kit for the month of August, because I wanted to have them right on hand to use. So I have some wood veneer frames. I have some chipboard frames. This is a label frame. That's kind of iffy on it being part of it, but I also have some ephemera frames. Those are old from Basic Gray. I haven't popped out all of the middles of those yet, but I have several of those here to play with. And I have some doilies as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the doilies. I have there's another frame, and then I have a pack of flowers from my kit. Some little, this is from Bramble Fox, and it is their little cut apart phrases. This could potentially be one of my titles. I have 3 pieces of paper on here. Only one of them is white cardstock, but these 2 pieces of paper came from my counterfeit kit, a pack of stickers, and a photo of my granddaughter with her mom and baby sister. And then I have this little thing here that's got a bunch of little loose pieces that I have in my kit, and I thought I might dig through it as I go along. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to get started with this layout. I hope that you will stick around and see what I'm creating. I have this idea in my head floating around. It's been floating around all month, so I'm hoping to get it out onto my layout and it be as nicely as it is envisioned in my brain. That doesn't always happen, but that's what we're hoping for here. So I'll be right back. Okay, to get started, I'm going to clear my space just a little bit. I'm going to get out my trimmer, and I'm going to trim down my 2 pieces of pattern paper. Now, I could gut the floral piece, but I'm not going to do that because I want some weight to this layout because of the way that I'm going to arrange my frames. So the floral piece came from a Park Lane paper pad, and I trimmed it down to 10 by 10. The wood grain also came from a Park Lane paper pad, and I trimmed it down to 9 by 9. Next, I'm going to trim off little white edges that are around this photo. This photo didn't print full 4 by 6 for whatever reason. I'm not sure why that is. Now I'm going to grab that piece of pink cardstock, and I'm going to use that pink cardstock to go ahead and matte the photo in pink. I know that it probably looks like it's going to disappear with the light colors of the rest of the photo, but it gives me a little bit of differentiation between the wood grain and the floral piece. So it didn't quite cut straight. Not sure what I did wrong. Something didn't handle right, but that's okay. So first I'm going to go ahead and add some fun foam to the back of the floral paper, because I'm going to raise up the middle section of my layout, and I'm going to tuck frames around the border along the white side of this layout around the white cardstock. So I'm using wet glue as well as my ATG gun to adhere this. The ATG gun will give it stickiness immediately, but the wet glue will help hold it down the way that I want it to stay on the paper. So this is how I'm going to build up my background. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting all of these frames in half. I am using a pair of very old scissors. These are scissors that were purchased for cutting rubber stamps back in the day when it was really before the clear cling stamps were a big thing. You had rubber mounted stamps with the red rubber, and when you purchased some of them, you could cut them out yourself and mount them to wood blocks, or I would mount them with a system that used Velcro. And I still have some of those Velcro stamp blocks. You'll see them sometimes when I pull them out to stamp, that some of them have a line of Velcro on them, and that's what it's from. They came from Club Scrap. That was the very first kit club that I ever belonged to, and I was with them for quite a long time until they just got too themed for me, and I let that company go and moved along to another company. So I'm just kind of playing around here with these frames, and I'm just tucking them underneath my pattern paper. Now on some of them, I will actually have to stick the frame up on the fun foam because it's longer. And I don't know what I was thinking. I could have just cut the extra bits off, but I didn't. So it is what it is. It works out just fine in the end. So now I'm just kind of making sure I get the frames where I want them to go. I do want to use the doilies after all, and at first I kind of layer them up like that, and I decide that's not how I want them to go. So I'm going to put the black one in the center and then just layer the two yellow ones up on top. I ordered a ton of colored doilies from Amazon, and so I have no problem using a whole doily. But if you are short on doilies or you don't have very many of a color, you could actually cut them in half and just use them that way. So I didn't end up using any of the die cut frames that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and that's okay. I still have plenty of time this month to use up some frames. I took this one frame that says Amazing Mom on it, and I tucked it underneath the photo. This is my granddaughter, the older little girl, and her baby sister and her mom. Her mom is an amazing mother. I am very, very proud to call her my daughter-in-law. She works hard. She is a single mom, and she does such a great job with those girls. I know that she probably doesn't feel like she's doing enough at times, but she works really hard to give those girls a good life, and I'm very proud of her. Anyway, I have pulled out these Paintfresh Studios flowers from my August counterfeit kit. They are from the Some Days collection. I'm even pulling in some of the lemons, and I think I've got a lemon in every single floral cluster. I'm pretty happy with the way that this looks so far, and I'm just going to kind of move things around a little bit now. I'm going to put away the rest of the flowers because I'm fairly certain that I'm done with those for now. I did bring in one more little tiny flower there and another little leafy bit. And so now I'm just kind of clearing my space, getting things out of my way so I can continue on. I had this little phrase here, and initially I wanted that phrase to be my title, and I'm putting some fun foam on the back of it so I can lift it up because my photo was slightly raised due to the frame that I tucked in at the top. I'm going to pull off a couple phrases here. That one says love, and that came from an old My Mind's Eye collection. I'm not going to end up using either of those two little layered phrase sets that you see up there on the upper right, but I am going to cut apart some of the words out of this Bramble Fox cut apart. I used the word noted, and I believe that's the one that I just stuck down. It ends up on a journaling spot that I put on the layout off camera, but I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more wordy bits on here. All right, I got my layout completely done, and you can see that off camera I added a little bit. I had these sitting on my desk from a previous layout that I forgot to put them on, so I added a few around here to add some sparkle to my layout. I also noticed that I had this acrylic title in my kit, and I thought it looked great right there, so I stuck it on there. And then I hand stitched a border around the edge of the layout. I did not stitch underneath where those frames touch, but I really love how this turned out. Ladies, this is a great way to use up some of your frames. I have done other things that are similar to this to use frames. I have used frames layered behind a photo with mixed media, and that looks really cool as well. There are so many things that you can do that are out of the box with frames, and I just wanted to try to use these frames in this manner. This is the idea that I had in my head. It turned out far better than I thought it would, and I'm really happy with it. Notice that I have not put any journaling on there yet. I do have a spot for that. I believe I also added that off camera as well. And I need to ask my daughter-in-law what that photo was for before I journal on it, and I will do that later. So thank you again for sticking around with me as I create this layout, and I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. You guys are helping me to grow my channel. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. So very close. Yet it seems like it's just crawling. But I want to thank you for being here, because without your help, I could not build this channel and show you the things that I enjoy doing. I love scrapbooking, and I love to show others the things that I do. So I hope that if you are new to my channel, that you will subscribe. You are important to me. If you have any comments or questions about anything that I've done on this layout, just drop them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Check out my description box below as well, because there is a playlist for Iron Crafter, as well as a list of Instagram only creators. Those ladies are just as creative as our YouTube creators, and I want to make sure that you check them out and leave them some love as well. You guys have a great rest of your Friday and a good weekend. Bye.